this moment with us. We got some distinguished and honored guests with us that I want to turn this over to, and we'll start with Mayor Park to deliver some remarks.
Well, welcome everyone to an amazing event for the chief. He said he tried to get me to call him Gary, but I can't call him Gary. He's always the chief to me, right? And I just want to say just one thing. Hey. You know, so many times you have great leaders that come and go, and when they leave, it declines after. And the mark of a truly great leader is that the institution, the organization continues to improve, continues to grow, continues to just blow everyone away. Just before I got here, someone actually shared a post with me of a Brookhaven officer that used 911 to get to a choking child within a minute and save that child's life. Things like that are a regular occurrence, and things like that happened after the chief left because he established the culture of continuous improvement, continuously looking at yourself and improving as an organization, as a city. Chief, thank you so much for all you do, and this is just a small token of our appreciation for you being a true founder and establishing Brookhaven. Because when people think about Brookhaven, they don't think about the city first, they think about the police first. You are a shining light for the city, and I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Councilmember Funny. Hand it over to Mayor Pro Tem Funny.
Good morning. I would join the mayor in thanking our chief for all the great service and leadership and courageous activities that you carried on as our first police chief. You stood as a symbol as we created a city that now stands as a role model for several agencies throughout the world. And we thank you for your leadership. We thank you for your dedication. We thank you for your courage. We thank you for your understanding and your patience in developing a community servicing police department. We are better today because of the police department that you established here in this DeKalb County city called Brookhaven. Lynn and your family, other family members, thank you for loaning Chief to us. We can send him back now to finish his honeydew to-do list. We really appreciate all that you've done as our first police chief, and your name will forever be etched in the hearts of us that enjoy working with the police department to deliver quality community service as we identify ourselves as the place to be in DeKalb County and the place to be in Brookhaven. So thank you for your service and your leadership. And every time I pass this sign, I will think about the leadership that you provided to the city of Brookhaven. Thank you.
Well, good morning, and Chief, I've been so looking forward to this day because, you know, when we retired and had said that we were going to name this street after you, it was so special to all of us involved at the time. So to see it happening is really an exciting moment. You know, the success that we've had in the city of Brookhaven is directly related to your leadership as the police chief, because for the folks that were here when we became a city, you know, the main point that people wanted a city was for quality police department, and that's what you brought to our city, and your legacy has continued with Chief Gurley and the fantastic leadership staff that we still have. The other thing I want to make sure to point out, if we have some folks here that maybe don't remember this or weren't here with us then, is that Chief Yandura got Georgia Police Chief of the Year in the year of 2020. Do we remember how difficult the year of 2020 was? Not only was that COVID, that was the George Floyd murder, that was the riots, that was the protests. You kept our city safe, and you did such a shining job that the entire state recognized you for it. So the legacy that you have left, we can't say enough about, and we're just thankful to celebrate you today.
So, Chief, thank you so much. I'm going to keep it really short. Everything that has been said has been great. You know, having been a longtime resident from Linwood Park, we recognized back then how important it was to be able to have a foundational pillar for the police department. you stepped in there. You left some big shoes for Chief Gurley, and you're doing a great job kind of jumping in there, so I appreciate that. But thank you, Lynn, for, again, like the mayor said, for offering him to us. That was a big sacrifice. And the mustache looks great, so thank you.
Chief, department, you were actually the acting city manager when I got here, and he told me he wanted to run back to the department. At the end of the day, folks have heard me say that there are 3 types of department heads. You know, you give them $1, and sometimes you get 90 cents back, sometimes you get $1.10 back, sometimes you never know what happened to the dollar. He was a $1.10 guy. He made stuff happen. I have never done this before, but we came up with the concept internally of the Chief Emeritus. It's never been done in law enforcement, as far as I know, and I've had other cities across the country call me about that program. Because of your leadership, we were able to train up Brandon, who's training up y'all. That's never been done before, to the best of my knowledge, in this country as it comes to law enforcement. And we couldn't have done that without knowing that he was going to be an example, that you would stick around, you'd show the judgment and the kind of like grandfatherly figure there to say, hey, I'm going to step back and I'm going to help you all, but we'll keep you around. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen to any department heads. They don't do it for city managers, and you made it work, but I knew you could because of your leadership. So thank you. Please come around more often here. We also had a rule in all the other places I've worked, you never name a street after a live person because you never know what's going to happen. But your character and your leadership, it's not a risk here. So thank you and congratulations.
So 3 years ago when I took over, Gary, you didn't warn me that I would need glasses in the near future, but not only that, but I was getting a lot of questions on, are you old enough to be chief? Now they ask me how close I am to retirement. So the last 3 years has been both fun and a little stressful, I guess. We've heard a lot about your leadership and starting up this department. I want to take things just a little bit more personal. 12 and a half years ago, when you reached out to tell me that you were the following day going to be announced as the new City of Brookhaven's first police chief, and asked me if I would have lunch with you to talk about coming on board and being a part of the build-up or the startup of the police department, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know anybody. I wasn't close friends with anybody that had that type of experience. Fortunately, I had joined Sandy Springs Police Department, so there was some people there that I was able to talk to. But the one thing that I did know was the person I would be following into that unknown area, and I had no question that it was going to be successful. So it was a no-brainer for me to accept that opportunity to be a part of a startup. I knew who I was following into that. And I knew that it was going to be successful, and I knew it was going to be something that I would want to have my name attached to and be a part of. And I just appreciate you considering me for that opportunity. I appreciate the opportunity and the autonomy that was granted throughout the years to have a fingerprint on what this agency looks like for the city of Brookhaven. You really built the way. You really paved the way for what we are today as chief of police for the 10 years that you served here. And for me personally, you paved a way in my own career that's allowed me to get where I am today and hopefully build on that. And every day that I come to work, I will be reminded of that path that you paved in my career for this department when I see this street sign as I turn in the driveway. And I just appreciate for the investment you made in me, for the trust that you had in me, but more importantly, what you did for this police department and for the citizens of Brookhaven. I'll be forever indebted to you and can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Lynn, thank you for the support through the years, for the sacrifices as the wife that had to be made for Gary to serve the city, to serve the department. That is not lost on me, the level of commitment that takes for a spouse and for a marriage to remain successful, and y'all remain solid for the entire time that I've known y'all back to the Hiram, Georgia and Paulding County days. You've been not only that role model as a couple, but that as a police chief and mentor. So I'm appreciative to that, and I'm excited. If all hearts and minds are clear, and no one wants to say anything, we can go ahead and unveil the street sign. So Gary and Lynn, I'll invite you up. I think it's already been prepped for you, and if you would do us the honor, just. and then pull yours towards you. We also would like to present you with, and the command staff's going to bring it up. So we have put together, go ahead and remove that off there. We've put together, spin it around, spin it around. We didn't rehearse this part. So we have your street sign to take home to display to remember this time. Unless you want to leave it here and then you have an excuse to come by and see it in person more often, it's your choice. And we have a second one as well to present you with. So thank you very much. Gary, if you would like, the microphone's over here if you would like to come say a few words.
I'm a man of very few words, but first of all, Brandon, LASIK surgery works great, so you get rid of the glasses and stay young. But no, thank you for all the acknowledgement and everything, but this acknowledgement wouldn't happen if it wasn't for everyone here that set this up with us. I mean, Brandon, he's true. He's the first call I made when I accepted the job for Brookhaven, because I realized he was actually being prepped to be sheriff of Paulding County, and he probably would have been today. But I called him up because I knew his background and what his feelings were and his judgment and everything else. So he did a tremendous job. And everyone here that's working here, all the members, it's because of you that this is happening. New building, city manager, council. Nothing could be done without everyone cooperating together. You know, it's kind of funny. We put on a presentation yesterday to the city of Tucker to start a police department. I don't know which way that's going to go, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But I told them you're going to have to match, and they mentioned Brookhaven quite a bit there, so a lot of questions on that. But just to be short, thank you all for all you've done to make this happen, and the police department success in the future, safety too. Thank you.
So with that, thank you again all for being here. If there's no one else who would like to say a few words, we can be dismissed. Big group photo. We have been asked by communications, ordered by communications.